Hi, good afternoon. We're here at Urban Essentials over on Chicago Avenue and Lockwood. And they happen to have, it's a coffee shop, and they say, spill the bean over here. And they have some wonderful dishes that they have over here in this area. They have great soups, chilies, little sandwiches and different things, and it's vegan. They got some vegan and all of those different things that you might want in the neighborhood. So once again, come out. They happen to be here every day. They're open every day. I'm not sure what time they open, but we're here today to discuss some things that's going on in the community that we want to get going and move some things further. So right now I'm going to bring a guest that we happen to have here. She's a piano player. She does blues and different things and have all these wonderful affairs and events. And we want her to get excited about what she's going to bring, tell about what she's been doing and what she's going to do. Introduce yourself and tell what you have.
Thank you, Mr. James.
Sure.
I'm very honored to be here. This is now my neighborhood coffee shop up here on Chicago Avenue, Urban Essentials. And I just happen to be here meeting other people like everybody else is. And I was asked to describe what I do here. And my name is Bonnie McEwen. Mm-hmm. I'm better known on stage as Barrel House Bonnie.
All right, Bonnie. Look out now.
And I've been bugging Mr. Robbie Wilkerson, who's the owner of this shop, to get a piano in here.
Okay.
He says there's not enough room. Well, maybe a small piano.
A little keyboard.
A little keyboard, something. Because what we have up here is the Soul City Corridor, and we don't have soul music yet. So one of the things I'd like to do, and I've been doing this informally, but maybe we need an organization to do it now, is specifically to bring in blues and soul music back to this community.
There we go. That sounds like some
like
fun.
it?
Oh yeah, that sounds good there, because we actually have a music program at the building at 816 North Laramie. And we had a house band there, and we called it the Exodus Band, and we have people come by and we sing and do different performances. We just have joyous occasions. But we do have on Friday nights, we have what is called Mike Night. And on Friday nights from 4 to 7, and it's basically catered to the youth and the children. They could do whatever it is that they want. Some of them rap, some of them sing, some of them dance, some of them tell jokes. And and then we have the younger ones, they play musical chairs. So we do a bunch of things over there, but to have that music in the neighborhood and the community, especially for some seniors and people that need to have that blues and different things and jazz and all of that stuff that we like, and to have it live in our neighborhood while you're sitting back having a cup of coffee or having some soup would be very important. So what have you actually done in the past that make you want to do this even further?
Well, I've been working with Larry Taylor, who's a heritage Chicago blues man. Mm-hmm. And he's my partner. We live down a couple blocks south of here.
Okay.
And he's a lifetime West Sider, and he is very sad that so many of his contemporary musicians have passed away. Right. And he realizes if we don't make an intentional effort of getting this music back out here, then the younger people won't have a chance to learn anything about it.
To understand it, right, because they got so many, they could just take their computers and make all of the musical sounds by themselves now. To hear natural music is very hard. Bonnie, I am very excited about you getting the keyboard off up in here and to hear some of that music.
Well, say something to Mr. Wilkerson. I think he might do it. It's always a thing about like who's in charge of it and who maintains it. Okay. The instruments always require maintenance. People always require maintenance. So it's not easy. So that's why I believe it's a nonprofit function.
Okay.
It can be a combination of nonprofits and businesses working together.
Sounds good.
Unless we have that, I don't think we're going to get what we want back in here.
Okay.
Because there are some reasons why it's not here anymore. First of all, you had the black clubs where you probably remember. I only heard about it because I came here late, only 20 years ago.
Yeah.
But you know that back in the day, there were all these factories on the west side, and whenever you got off work on your shift, you could find a little lounge to go. And enough of them had live music, all kinds of R&B, soul, blues, jazz, and you wanted it.
Yes.
And when, of course, the factories left and then the depression hit the west side and the riots and everything, and then the proprietors of these little places aged out.
Right.
So they're not here anymore to be entrepreneurs the way they were. That's one factor. But another factor, which makes me kind of mad, is that the city's policies discouraged little clubs where blues and jazz was born.
Now, so how is that?
Because of licensing.
Oh.
They had licensing policies that don't encourage. They have like a two-tier system. Don't ask me to explain it all, but I know that you've got a liquor license, you've got a performing arts license, and these are two different licenses. The other thing that a lot of people don't know about, which happened when I was in a middle-class white neighborhood, Beverly. This hit the proprietor of the coffee shop there. This happened to her. We were doing live music. I was playing with Gloria Shannon, who is a veteran blues singer, and I was, privileged to be her accompanist. We did little shows, and then they found out that the proprietor was having live music, and then they called in the PROs, performing arts organizations like BMI, ASCAP, CSEC, and they have rules that the venue is supposed to pay them if you have live music. So that made it prohibitive. She only had room for about 50 people.
Right.
And it was not cost effective anymore for her to have music. So there are all kinds of obstacles if you want to have live music. So I think the nonprofit will need to help the profit-making venues address these issues.
Well, that is very important what you said, because our youth, the young people, are not realizing how important it was in Chicago to have all of this talent and entertainment and different things that we have, and to have all these obstacles that we have right now. And I think the mayor is moving from this Austin area. I think he's going to move over in the Beverly neighborhood. So you can imagine how bad we're going to lose out at that time.
Oh boy.
But we want to see if we can get maybe if we could pick a date or something, and maybe we could get a keyboard down here.
Mr. Wilkerson says he would love to have it, and he's got a license as a coffee house, not just a coffee shop, and that means he's allowed to have events here.
I think Mr. Altman can get that keyboard over here, and maybe we can come by here and set up a date where we can do this, and maybe video you doing a little something on the keyboard and singing and
what
sing.
We need to have, a little bit. I can't say I'm a singer, but I sing.
I'll bring a singer with me.
Okay, so I've also been having little discussions in libraries about this, so that people can start to understand like what were things like before and how it is now, and what can we do about it to bring about this.
To bring it back.
And I did want to say too that the musicians tell me, they said, we were just like the kids. We had gangs, we had everything like that. But we had things to keep us off the streets.
That's right.
We didn't get in as much trouble as we could have.
That's right.
And this was a very important thing in schools, that they had music in the schools, and now they don't have it, except for a few things. There just needs to be a general overall awareness and an effort, a conscious effort.
Oh yes. And that's why we have Exodus Drum and Bugle Corps.
Oh, I've seen you guys. I was at over at a Lawndale thing where you all marching on the street.
Okay.
I remember that. Boy, that's really great. So what are you all doing now?
Well, right now we're getting ready for the Black History performance. We just did some wonderful performances for the Martin Luther King celebration. We did a thing for Judge Deidre. She had a Martin Luther King performance over at Dodo's.
Deidre Ballman?
Yes.
Yeah.
And but we're going to get ready for Black History Month because we have a lot of organizations that's reaching out to us. They want us to come and perform and do a few things. I'm hoping that we'll have enough time to do something special
I just
at
love
our
your drum.
building.
Where is this Black History Month thing that you're doing?
Well, right now we're waiting. We're going to be doing, I know one's going to be out we're going to be in Hillside for one.
Okay.
But the majority of them will probably be around in the city. And it's different organizations that's coming to us to do it.
Cool.
But we're going to have something at 816 North Laramie.
Okay.
For the Black History. I'm not sure exactly what they're going to be doing over there, but I like history and I like to tell a little bit about how the Drum and Bugle Corps come about. You know, back in the day, we had the Hornets Drum and Bugle Corps, we had the Gladiators, we had the Oak Quinn, the Gladiators, and the Lattimore had a group. The Scorpions had a group. Silver Anchors had a group. There were all different types of groups. And so now we're trying to get that history back out to the youth and try to get them motivated once again to get out here and to perform and understand how they can come together and do those things. You don't have to wait for the Bud Milliken parade. We can have a parade every weekend.
Yes.
You know, so it's some wonderful things that's going to happen. And I'm so glad that I met you, Bonnie, and I hope to get that keyboard over here so that we can go ahead on and play over here.
We should promote all this stuff together.
We shall.
It'll be great.
We shall.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you once again. I happen to have George over here with me on this afternoon where we're going to discuss some of the things that we're doing over at Exodus Institute. Some of the programs that we happen to have at Exodus, where we happen to have the Drum and Bugle Corps, where Exodus Drum and Bugle Corps has been a marvelous group throughout the neighborhood and community here in the Austin area and the city of Chicago, period. And George is doing a wonderful thing with our videos and got us on YouTube and CAN TV and a few other things. And he's going to tell what he does with the youth over at Exodus Institute. George, up to you.
Well, first of all, thank you for tuning in today. As Ed said today, we're over at the Exodus Institute. We're trying to bring more community involvement to what we're doing. That's one reason we're over here at the coffee shop that's right around the corner. As you can see, it's Spill the Beans, where they have a slogan, and basically they're talking about coffee and us and working together in our communities to be little nodes in the community that's working like almost coffee grains for that matter. So we want to try to bring this neighborhood together just as we want to bring you into our Exodus Community Center and help us grow on the west side. One of the other young ladies that was doing blues, she talked about the Soul City Corridor, which is one of the corridors that we're in up and down Chicago Avenue. So at the Exodus Community Center and our institute, we try to teach podcasting to our youth, young individuals. We want to try to teach them entertainment, the blues, a lot of different things that we're missing in our communities today. So if we could get them to showing themselves in a positive mental attitude and showing themselves doing positive things in the community and how to spend their time in a positive way, we think that would be a blessing for us to start showing how we can stop the violence and how we can work together with our families, the women in the family, the men in the family, and just a family unit, period. And so right now we're all out here at the coffee shop today. We're fellowshipping, teaching. We got some word that we come in there with. Various pastors come through and talk. Various other community members come through and talk about what's going on in the community. You know, we just all sit down and have a great time having coffee, just like we were at any other famous coffee shop. Right here in our neighborhood, we have our own coffee shops. We're going to build our own media. We're going to build our own avenues that we can go out and share information through our media, our news outlets, and just the things we do. And we're doing a lot of those things right here at the Exodus Institute.
We also happen to have a nice music program and arts program that we were working with the youth in the neighborhood and the community. And one of the things, if you come to the building at 816 North Laramie, you're going to see all of this wonderful artwork that the children throughout the community has placed up on our walls for world peace, love, and harmony. And it's from children all over the United States and Canada. We don't have the ones from overseas yet, but we're going to get some youth from overseas, how they represent peace and love and harmony that goes on in the world and how they want us in the world and community. We also sit back and we network with the World Peace Run, where we have a peace tree placed in front of Exodus Institute where you could come and pray and meditate and take a few moments to have some of that peace and love and share that love throughout the world. How we need it in our neighborhoods. We have a senior program where we want the seniors and the youth to work together so that it could be like a whole village working together to do and to produce some things. So we got a beautiful Friday night that we do where we call it the Mike Night. And I like the little young guys, the 7, 8, and 9-year-olds, they do something that we seniors can't do. They happen to have musical chairs, and they do some different things where they wind up just playing musical chairs and enjoying themselves up on that, but they do a comedy thing that they do also. They do their own thing on that. And then we have the older ones who do raps, they sing, they do poetry. They have all these wonderful things, and some of them have some very deep poems that they sit back and they say about what's going on with the crime and how they are frightened in the neighborhoods and the community. And some of the seniors, they were frightened before they started coming out. We also do a wonderful meditation before our TV programs on Wednesdays. So if you want to come out with the seniors and meditate with us, it's at 10 o'clock on Wednesday mornings. And we have like a little half an hour to 45-minute meditation and discussion about peace and love and harmony and some of the things that we felt from the meditation. You go on the inside to see what's going on, and the whole world is actually connected to you from the inside. And so we are at Exodus. We have really been blessed by the divine world to have some of these things and all of this wonderful stuff happening. Come and join us, 816 North Laramie. And we'll be right back with another episode.
Okay. Another thing I want to say, tell them a little bit about your crystals and the divine power within the crystals and the things. That's something I'm always interested in, amethyst stones and different types of stones and crystals.
Well, this crystal I happen to have one now. It happened to be a tiger eye, but it happened to have a magnet behind this tiger eye because I was working up on the roof of my building and I carried this 50-pound thing of tar up to the roof, up the ladder, instead of going up on the roof and pulling the tar up. And I learned that lesson. And I kind of did something to this arm. And for almost a year, I could barely lift my arm until I got this magnet placed here. And this tiger eyes are just important. It looks better to have this tiger eye than to just have this magnet. Well, with this magnet, this tiger eye, it allowed me to raise that arm up and do what I want to do. And if I happen to take this thing off for some reason, I won't be able to lift that arm up. And that was over 2 years ago that I sat back and I happened to have that accident. So, and the other crystals, I'll do a whole program Programming class up on crystals and different things because they are important out here. And the amethyst is the healing stone. But I also wear what is called shungite. And the shungite is 2 to 3 billion years old, one of the oldest stones on the face of the earth. And that's a healing, and it knocks off some of the magnetic field frequencies that's going around in the world. So we sit back and we'll talk about some of those things. We even talk about some of the different herbs and things that can actually help and heal the body. I got a gentleman here that sit back here, and he does a special thing with sea moss and some other things that he can sit back, and he's going to come and tell you about those things.
Okay, and we'll be coming with him in a second there. And we also want you guys to put together various vision boards on how you see your community and what you envision your life to be like, where you're going. Because I think sometimes we don't have the right visions that we can strive towards and try to accomplish our goals because we can't see them. And if we can see what we want to envision, the law of attraction will bring the universe to gather around the thoughts that we have in our minds and our bodies and our spirits, and all of what you're thinking about will come to pass if you put forth a little effort, have faith, and put your works in to accomplish those things that you envision on your vision board. So let's start making our vision boards and put together the way that we want our communities to look and feel like, and bring about vibrant things in our communities that we can all share in the growth and the wealth of our community. So thank you. We'll be right back with another guest. Stay tuned.
Hi, we're back here at Urban Essential Coffee Shop and Sandwich Shop, where we're sitting up here at Spill the Beans, and I got somebody that's getting ready to spill the beans up on some of the things that he does. And he's a wonderful young man that sit back here. He's an entrepreneur up on a few ventures that he's doing, and he's got some things that I wanted him to speak about because he's got something that was very helpful for your health, that he sit back and I think he dived down in the sea and pulled this stuff up himself. But this is Brother Marcellus, and he's going to tell what he does and how he came about doing those things.
Well, I work with different things. Sea moss is one thing.
Amen.
So sea moss is actually good for the health, for cancer, diabetes, high cholesterol, and many more things. And y'all should just check it out, get it, order y'all some. It's good for you, and it's good to, like, if you're having any pains, any problems, you take your sea moss. It's fantastic. That's one thing I do. The next thing I do is lit fitness. So I teach HIIT classes, dance classes, weights, and many more things that everybody need to get into. But the dance classes is, we do Afro beats, hip hop, probably add a little ballet in there, but if y'all want to do that, that's for good for stretching. The ballet is stretching. But come out, do a class with us, have fun.
I've been to his class, you know,
Yes.
and I sat there and got into it and everything, and then the music just take over and get real good to you, and you go to stretching out, but you gotta work your way into it. I forgot to work my way into it, and that night I cursed him. I talked about him so bad because them cramps was coming in my legs and everything. But I enjoyed myself because of that music and how it wasn't stressful, but I did it because I didn't want to be embarrassed. There was some women there in the class and I wanted to keep up. And so I kind of did it, you know, because I didn't want to know that I couldn't handle this and everything. But
He handled it well.
This was my first time getting out here and doing that, you know. But it's a wonderful class that he has. I think you do it on Zoom too. And
Yeah, I do it on Messenger, I do it on Zoom, and Facebook Live. So if y'all want to come and join me, Marcellus Brown on Facebook Live. Y'all can join me on Fridays. I do it majority every day, but Fridays is like the main day I be on. And
And that sea moss, how can they get in contact with you to get some of that sea
So
moss?
they can either
And what
go-
sizes do you have?
I just do the big jars, the 16 ounces, and you can just Marcellus Brown. You can message me, or you can email me marcelluscrazy@gmail.com, and that's how you reach out to me if you wanna get sea moss, and I also do massages. So I do the magic touch. So everybody need a massage.
Yeah, he cracks.
Everybody.
He cracks
Adjustments.
the necks and different things and all of those wonderful things that our people need and understand. So it's a whole lot of things that's going on at Exodus Institute. And this young man is very good at what he does and what he has. So come and join. Matter of fact, don't you have some cookies or something you do too?
My cousin do cookies. Her name's Shay.
Okay, but
Shay Butter.
Okay.
Shay Butter cookies. If y'all want the cookies, y'all can go on Shay Lewis page, and y'all can order cookies. She got peanut butter, oatmeal, chocolate chip, turtle,
Now, what's that
butter
turtle?
pecan. Turtle. Oh my God, turtle good. It's like chocolate caramel.
Pecans in it?
Yep, but pecan. So it's like a mixture of. It's like a mixture of like oatmeal, chocolate chip, caramel, and that's probably one of her best sellers.
All right.
But me, I like the peanut butter and the chocolate chip.
So we're going to do some big things over here for Black History here at the Urban Essentials and also at Exodus Institute. And you can come over and contact us at 816 North Laramie. I'm not sure exactly what days. It'll probably be on Saturdays that we'll be doing some things. We're going to try to have some vendors to come out and some speakers to come out doing Black History, get a few performances. Maybe we can get Marcellus to come and do a class to get us in so that we can get in shape to go out in the neighborhood and communities to understand what the history of the blackness that we need to share with one another, all of these gifts and talents that we happen to have and we need. And I want to thank you, Marcellus, for coming in and doing this show with us.